reverb, you pick up the audio.
No, as long as it's quiet, I think it's right.
So this is a interview.
Yeah, it's just character-driven shows about Gainesville. People in it.
Yeah. Okay, what do you put this on?
YouTube and Flickr so far, nothing crazy.
Okay, cool.
We have a Facebook page.
Yeah, okay.
Well, on that
I
too,
think
but-
Did you guys take a look at it? Watch anything? Or-
Yeah, I watched part of the DP thing.
Okay. Are you familiar with them?
Kind of, like, whenever I first got to Gainesville, he was like one of the first people that I ever saw like flyers being passed around, but I've never seen any of his shows or anything.
Yeah.
And that was probably like 4 years ago.
You like hip hop or?
Yeah, definitely.
You should check him out. I mean, he puts on a really good show.
Cool, okay. Yeah, I've been meaning to for a while. It's like, it's just a name that's always been resonating around. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't know how many albums he has out now, but it seemed like a person to check out for sure.
Yeah, definitely worth it. You want to get started?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure. I guess I don't know. First thing is like you have a really big YouTube and Facebook presence.
Mhm.
Just talk about that, like how you get so many followers or fans.
I mean, definitely that was like the first. I don't really play like live shows as Rusty Cage yet. Anyways, I was just kind of making music on MySpace and then slowly putting videos on YouTube. And then it was actually just because I had like a video that went viral pretty much, and so that drew a ton of attention over to it, and then more people started either sticking around because they liked the music, and then they would go to the Facebook from there. But that's probably mainly why there's so many subscribers on that YouTube channel. So
The Night Game song?
yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Where did that come from exactly? What were the origins of that?
I used to just be at parties and stuff, and I'd like get drunk and play Five Finger Filet or something. So I was kind of trying to think of a video that I was trying to think of something that would be like entertaining to watch and a little bit like shock value, like. And so I was driving to where I used to record videos out in Melrose, and was just thinking up lyrics in my head of like about a 30-second video. So I recorded it out there. That was a good 2 years ago. And then around March of this year, it just randomly started skyrocketing. Someone on Facebook who has like 5,000 friends shared it on their page, and then all these other pages started doing the same. And then people were making like copycat videos of it, so that just kind of progressed it even more.
Yeah.
Yeah, and even now it's like I see vines and stuff. People on like the best vines or something, even though it's not a vine, they'll like post that video, so it continuously brings viewers in.
Do you think that building that community of fans and everything helps you as far as being able to tour?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like since I really only had beforehand about 1,000 subscribers or something, so I was like about to pass that threshold, and then it just blew up, and then I was like 10,000 stuff, and then people, they'd either come for the knife game video and not care about the music at all, or they'd say, wow, like I came here for the knife game video, and then no, like I really love these songs and stuff. And it's funny because doing this online, I sell CDs and stuff, and it's not limited to a certain region. So people all around the world will buy these CDs, and I'll ship more than half of them out to other countries. And they'll say like, hey, are you gonna come to Italy, or do you ever tour and come here? I'm like, I don't know, not really, you know. I don't really have the means to tour Italy right now, but potentially in the future. I'll just have to say.
So is that something that you would want to do, like make this a thing that sustains itself? Like this is your career, or what do you have like I don't know what your day job is or whatever?
Well, this actually became my day job because of all that. Once all the internet views started coming in, I had to figure out quick, because I knew people could capitalize off of it. So I was like looking at Google AdSense and different sort of video advertising that'll pay you per 1,000 views. And that money started coming in, and then sales on iTunes and all the other online music distributors started coming in as well. And I was making more money than I was where I was working, which was at Retech smartphone centers, you know. So I just like quit that and started focusing more on building like a website and then building up all these other websites or third-party websites and whatnot to sell music, t-shirts, anything like that on. So this is the job right now. So we'll see how long I can perpetuate it. But,
Where does the Rusty Cage persona come from?
when I was in high school, I was making music, but I was doing it anonymously, like MySpace, and I was just trying to think of a name that sounded like a name, but also like it could be just a band name or something. And that was just one that I picked out of many, and that was the last one that I had before I started getting more subscribers on YouTube. So I kind of got stuck with it.
Okay.
I don't think I would pick the same thing again because now I'm competing with, Soundgarden songs and Johnny Cash covers, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
"Did you name it after that?" It's like, no, not really. I'm not like a huge fan of, the song Rusty Cage by any means. But my goal now is just to build up an internet presence big enough that my name will show up before that. So
Okay.
that's the goal. We'll see.
What was your family like growing up? Can I give a brief description of you guys traveling or you guys stay put?
I was born and raised in Melrose, which is a really small town outside of Gainesville. So my dad was an herb farmer. He actually helped start the co-op before he retired, the Citizens Co-op. And so I kind of grew up like doing farm work a little bit, not necessarily like lifting hay or anything, but planting plants and things along those lines.
Yeah.
And then living in a really small town out in the woods. So, quiet. That's what it was.
Yeah. Do you like solitude or do you prefer the hustle and bustle? You're kind of tucked in back here.
Yeah, well, when I first moved to Gainesville about 3 years ago, like I started hanging out downtown and going out all the time and stuff, which I still kind of do. So it got hectic because where I was living right before here, I had 4 roommates just crammed together, and I couldn't record or film anything. So I kept having to like go out to another town to do it, in my old house and stuff. And so I do like the solitude a little more because I can walk around and be as loud as I want here, and there's no downstairs neighbors to complain about noise.
So you said this is like your main kind of income now.
Mm-hmm.
Does that, I know that you're in other bands as well. Are they mad about that, or do you?
Oh no, I mean,
are with them as much as you are with this, or?
I'm definitely more involved with this. Like right now, I play the keyboard for the Savants of Soul, which is was a 11-piece soul band, but we're changing members up at this moment. So no, yeah, they're definitely not mad about it because they knew that this is what I was doing before I even joined, and this is the main priority. Whether or not it's touring, it's just like to continue making music and then slowly sell as much as I can online or to whoever.
Just to kind of switch back to the knife game thing just for a second. We saw that you were on a knife game show, TV show. Was that you or was that just somebody else that you posted for?
That was me. The details of it I can't say because I'm contractually bound not to until the show gets released.
When is it going to be released?
December 6th. But it was a competition show where in Germany, and they flew me out. They saw the knife game video, and what it was is like they have 6 weird challenges, and people write into the producers and say like, I'm the best at this odd challenge, and then the producers will find other people around the world who may be able to beat them. And I guess some German kid, he wrote in and said he was the best at the knife game song. So the first person they contact is me, and they're like, hey, do you want to come out here and compete and see if you can beat this kid? I was like, hell yeah, I do. So September, they flew me out there for a week,
Yeah.
and then I was on the show, and all the results will be posted on national German television on December 6th. And then I'm probably going to get the video and be able to post it wherever I want, hopefully.
Were you bloodied at all, or can you say that?
No, because on the show, I don't think they didn't allow real knives, so it was like a dulled knife, for the sake of not, just stabbing your hand in front of however many people are going to be watching, which I was glad for it. You can go a lot faster whenever it's a fake knife because you're not worried about actually hurting yourself.
Yeah.
But it also takes away from the entire point of the game, I suppose, like the danger aspect.
Have you always been into knives, or just kind of a thing that you
As-
focus on?
I mean, I just
Do you not like something that?
no, I'm not like
Something?
I'm not like a knife expert.
Some kind of ninja.
No, I just yeah, like I said, I was just a drunk asshole sometimes, and like fucking around at parties and whatnot. So.
Did you tour at all while you were up there, playing shows?
No, I was pretty much in a hotel the entire time until they called me to the studio 2 days. I talked to the producer, and I may be going out there to do a small European tour, depending on how the show goes over. If people are interested and they think that they can actually market the music for a little bit, they might fly me back out there. So that would be January or February, but there's no real knowing until like a week or so after the show comes out.
Do you, I saw a post on your page about the Nobel Peace Prize guy that got his prize taken away. Is that real, or did you just fabricate that?
That's fabricated.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what is it about that made you want to post that?
There's a lot with the internet that I'm noticing now. It's just like the way the media works, where people can post anything, and viewers have a tendency to share it and like become fanatic about it without actually even knowing if it's real or not.
Yeah.
And their statuses will, like, they'll be bitching about something or another, like the whole knockout game, how this is like something that's blowing up in the media, but then it's really, you start hearing more about how there's maybe only been 3 reported cases, and there was a recent thing where someone supposedly shot and killed 2 kids, and there was like 2 stories like that. One of them was completely fake, and people were just like passing it on, and like other news sources would just start spreading it, and it almost makes it news when it never actually was in the first place. So that was like an Onion type article,
Okay.
where it's just funny to see what the reaction would be, you know.
Right.
So, which I didn't really see too many people talk about it.
I thought it was kind of funny. For a second there, I looked at it because I pay attention to that.
Right.
I'm a big fan. So.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, it's like that would be the most crippling news in the science community.
Yeah.
Notice like your aesthetic is very, it's kind of broad. You have aesthetic and maybe like subject matter. Where you have like the occult, like Stickbird thing. And then you also have you just released like some gospel songs. And just, I don't know if you could talk about a little like where your views lie as far as being like kind of into the occult, or like are you a religious background?
I don't come from a religious background, but I really do like religion. I love gospel music. I think it's one of the most honest music, because whenever people play gospel music, there's a lot of passion into it. You know, they're singing, in their mind, they're singing about something that's more than themselves, you know, and more than what they see in the world. So it's like a real spiritual thing. I'm not religious by any means. I mean, I study science first and foremost, but I do like the aesthetics of it, and that's probably where all that comes from. And of the occult as well. I mean, you know, I'm not like hunting ghosts or anything or trying to like raise demons out of the ground, but it's creepy, and I think sometimes it's like you can't cross out all mysteries in life, or else it just is really boring. So I like to indulge in a couple of them just for aesthetic purposes.
What about the Savants of Soul? Do you sing some sort of, or what do you do in that band? 'Cause we tried to come watch you, and you actually weren't there.
Which show is this?
This was at, what was it?
The Woolly.
The Woolly?
Yeah, I wasn't there for that one. The last show I played with them was in Orlando. So yeah, I play keyboard for them normally, but we had so many members that if someone can't make a show, they can easily continue playing the show anyways, and just kind of fill in the parts with other instruments and stuff. So that was one of the instances in that case.
Okay. what happened that night? What was? We actually found out that you were. Was it banned from a couple places?
Yeah.
In town?
Is that just you, or
Is that you, or is that the whole band?
That's just me, and that's the reason why I wasn't there.
What's the reason?
Probably shouldn't say, but
What's
it's
that?
it's the people who own all those businesses. I got kicked out of a bar for one reason or another, and
Yeah.
so until the end of the year, I can't go back.
The end of the year.
Yeah, and that includes the Woolly, which I guess it just opened up. Like the grand opening was like 2 weeks after.
Okay.
So they called me up and they're like, "Yeah, just, prefer if you just didn't go." I was like, "Okay, well that's fair."
Yeah.
So that was that.
I gotcha.
You pull a knife on someone.
Yeah. What was,
Nah,
what was
nothing,
that?
nothing crazy.
We also read that you. What was it? You were in another band, Victory Boulevard.
Mm-hmm.
Did you guys do anything in town, or was that a Melrose thing, or?
That was the first band I joined out of high school, and it was like a Gainesville local band. We played a couple shows in Orlando, but
Okay.
never really went anywhere. It was just like so many other bands. You get to a certain point, and then everyone just breaks up or goes to school, and members get kicked out because of disagreements with like how the CD's going to be recorded and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it never really got past like the first hurdle, I don't think. But I met a lot of good friends through that band. And
Anybody in Savants of Soul in that band?
yeah, the drummer is the same drummer, Alex Klausner.
Okay.
That's actually how I joined the Savants. He asked me like a couple years later, because I'd played with him before. He's like, "Hey, do you want to join our band? Because our keyboard player's leaving to go to England or something."
Yeah.
So that's why I joined. All the other members are moved away somewhere. One of them's used to go to UF, but he already graduated.
Okay.
So now he's like a full-time pharmacist. Something along those lines.
That's yucky.
Really don't have too much else.
You're pretty bizarre.
I would say.
And we know, we talked to a few people that told us why you got banned from the places, and we...
That's all speculation.
Speculation,
Yeah,
yeah. But it's... So it's basically, we just kind of want to know why you would try to essentially just kind of go underneath a business and really just kind of make money for yourself when they were trying to make money in an honest way, and you wanted to come in and essentially forge your way into making some money.
That sounds a little more like speculation on whoever you talk to's part rather than the free drink aspect.
Yeah.
But
So it wasn't anything that you didn't have a kind of a...
I don't have an underground empire or like an
Not an
empire
empire.
where like
Obviously, it wasn't an empire if you were if you just stopped right there. But we just didn't know what your intentions were, and if you didn't get caught, would you have kept going and kept making them until?
No, I think it kind of ended right around the point that it was gonna end anyways.
I gotcha.
So
Okay.
it
Did
was
you?
almost intentional. I knew I was gonna get kicked out of there before I actually did.
Okay. Are you a modest individual, or?
I try to think so.
Okay. All right. All right. All this stuff around here. You live in a pretty modest little living space. Do you own this place, or do you rent it?
I'm renting it right now. Yeah, until mid next year.
I got you.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly are your plans for the future? Are you going to start playing out as Rusty Cage, or?
I'm trying to say. Eventually I'm gonna have to. I'm thinking because, I could keep making music and selling it online, and in theory, I could never leave my house and potentially
That'd be nice.
be a popular underground artist. But there's just gonna be people constantly asking to play shows and stuff, and even though that's not really something that I care to do, that's like the work part for me is actually playing the shows.
Yeah.
Because then, you have to have a set list. You have to beef the songs up enough to make them actually entertaining.
Right.
I personally don't really care to watch acoustic acts, like solo acoustic acts. I find them boring.
That's fair.
So I was thinking if it was me actually playing it, I would be like, it's hard to really relate to a crowd. I would think whenever it's like I wouldn't want to be them. So
Yeah.
but I mean, obviously, I just don't really care to watch live music as much. So
Okay.
that could just be something about me that's not really the same with them. Obviously, they're there at the show.
Yeah.
Do you think that your other band members, like Savant and Soul, would help you back up if you decided to do that?
They might, depending on like financial aspects of it. Like if it was actually beneficial, or if there was some way that they could get more credibility as the band members themselves. Yeah, but other than that, they're probably going to stick with the Savants and kind of run that as a business because they draw pretty big crowds. Like every time, not every show, but most of the shows I play with them, it's been the best audience turnout that I've played at any other band. Definitely with Victory Boulevard. Just because, I mean, there'll be a full room, everyone's dancing. I'm like, this is great. So the band's Sponsor Soul can definitely make it if they market themselves right and keep going with it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It would have to be better than whatever their prospects are as a band.
I just have a couple more. Do you have any unique skills or talents? Like I don't want to keep going back into it, but how did you get the idea to just counterfeit wooden tokens?
Well, with playing the fifth on this still, I don't know. I mean, it's interesting.
Well, you seem to have like a sort of criminal thread throughout your.
The slushy machine, was it?
Yeah, I mean, through your music.
We couldn't find anything too deep about you as far as what.
Probably not. I can't imagine that's well reported on.
Well, I didn't know. I mean, everybody has a record. If you don't get it expunged, it's there for all of the eternity.
True. Yeah.
So-
Yeah. I don't think I ever did get it expunged from what I remember. I don't know.
I mean, does that sort of thing drive your creativity at all, or is that just something that...
Not so much, but it's kind of cool to figure things out. I mean, depending on what it is, figure out how to get away with something, even, granted it's not hurting someone too much, which, depending on the situation, yes, it obviously could. But I always thought in theory it'd be really cool to be a con man, but I don't have the motivation to do that. I don't really have the mindset to like think up elaborate schemes and stuff.
Yeah.
And so I just kind of stick with music.
I got you.
But yeah, I know how to cheat at cards and
Okay.
things like that.
Yeah.
I don't really play cards very often though.
Right.
But
What about the hat? This will be my last one. Where did that come from exactly?
I don't remember.
You wear fedoras too, don't you?
No, that's really the only hat that I have like that.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the Swedish minister or something like that in the 1800s.
It's something that
Kind of
just
walk around all black with a little bit of white somewhere.
yeah. It looks it's kind of a hat style from an older time, which I mean I really like the roots.
Your boots. That's
Yeah,
very, very
right.
Anglo.
Yeah.
Here.
Just older shit that was like I'm into that type of aesthetic as well and try to incorporate like American roots themes in a lot of music, even if it's not obvious.
Right.
I will like mimic lines from blues songs in the 30s and stuff and similar styles.
Okay.
So wardrobe will often follow those same type of themes and
Seems to be
eras.
some kind of underlying gypsy kind of element about it all.
Yeah, that's not really. I guess that's not really intended, but like it's probably is clear that that's there. Which it's all the little things that kind of add into that underlying feeling, I guess, in a sense.
Is that important to like build character? Is it important to you to build that character around your music, or is it just sort of?
Yeah, I would say definitely. I think having a character is something that people actually will always want. If you're doing entertaining music, or if you're making music or making anything, people want the character just as much as they want the music. And if you're just a really boring person and you make great music, they'll love the music. But if you make mediocre music, you kind of have to have a mediocre character there to
I can appreciate that.
Yeah.
How different do you think that you are as Ben to the Rusty Cage persona as a character?
Pretty similar. It's just the Rusty Cage character is a little more pure, I would say, in the sense of I cut out like all the bullshit of like the Ben Steele bullshit, which would just be going to bars and dicking around town, like doing nothing, you know. I don't know, like that's not something that I would portray on the internet, you know.
Right.
But everything that I do try to portray as a character are things that I actually enjoy doing. I've just narrowed them down just to make it like a more solid figure, I suppose.
So, would your average day just be you kind of dicking around making music, eating some food, drinking some drink? Just
Yeah.
being Rusty Cage or being Ben Steele? Which one do you tend to gravitate towards?
Well, it's fine. I mean, I guess all right, whenever people think about Rusty Cage, I don't know what they imagine that the downtime would be like. Probably like going out in the woods and having a seance somewhere, like, you know, going to a house and trying to exorcise someone's ghost or some shit. But obviously, like, that's not really something that I can do. So yeah, it's just, I make music. I package CDs. I try to expand upon websites, and I think of songs. I play a lot of music. Like, that's probably most of the time is just playing a song on the piano, and I'll play a song on the guitar or something. Then I'll go out and hang out with friends, usually at night.
Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
I mean, that's all we got.
You guys got anything else? That's it, you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
We got 2 minutes left.
I mean, if you have anything else that you want to say, we're pretty much all done.
I guess I don't really know what else to say.
Okay. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Let
no,
us
I
come in here.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you.
For checking it out.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, actually, I'm still trying to figure out how everything's gonna go.
This is where you record everything, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What kind of Taylor is that?
That's the GS Mini.
It is. Okay. I play Big Baby.
Do you?
I'm not a very good guitar player, so I don't require
I think
much,
it's
but
gotta be
still-
like a Big Baby. Is Big Baby full size?
It's a 15/16.
Okay, this is maybe.
Yeah, I think that's the Baby.
Yeah.
Something like that.
No, yeah, these are. I need to get the attachment for a microphone and clip it in there.
Okay.
And actually turn it.
I just like the back. The back of it is nicer. Kind of sticks out a little bit.
No, I really like it. Yeah, I like Taylor's a lot.
One day it'll be good.
I'm still actually trying to learn to. I can't play guitar as well as I'd like to.
Yeah.
I half-ass a lot of chords because I can't like do bar chords very well. So I just like skip around them. But yeah.